That's right. Good evening, everybody out there in Chester County and on my Facebook page. Coming to you straight live on City Town Talk is none other than me, Brother Fonz, and the Worthington. I want y'all to just stay tuned. Y'all know what to do. I got the nerve to be trying to play my theme song on my little iPad. Don't judge me. I'm just a brother trying to have some fun. All right. So look, we're going to turn that down. Look. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say good evening to everybody out there. Now, all of my regular viewers, y'all know what y'all supposed to do, right? Tune into this show, hit the video, tap on share, because I don't want y'all to be selfish. I want everybody to hear who we got on this evening. And we got a fantastic guest. We got LL, you know what I mean? L&L, the Worthington. So before I get, what'd you say?
I like that.
Yeah, L&L, I like it too. So now look, I'm going to get on my, I got to kind of like get y'all set up on here because if you have any questions, any shout outs, if there's anything you want to say, like if any of them owe you money or anything like that, put it in the comment section and we're going to talk back and forth and we're going to do like we usually do, man. And I'm excited. And actually, okay, good. We are live. Iris Holmes, it's good to see you. Cass Rowland and Bonnie Boyer Austin, they are all watching. Thank you once again for tuning in. Cass Rowland, all y'all know who he is. He is the creator of Big Boy Barbecue Sauce. My man, Proxim Pan. I'm not going to show you the inside of my refrigerator because I got some in there right now because ain't nobody playing. Look. Ladies and gentlemen, now I gave y'all a little blurb earlier, so I gave you your announcements. Don't forget tomorrow afternoon, CYWA, food distribution, 12:30 to 1:30. Get down there and get some of that food. Some of that food is coming from Wegmans, The Giant, Acme. Matter of fact, I might get down there. What time I say it opens 12:30? I may get down there with a box and a bag. So look. All you in the community, I want you to go down there, 12:30 to 1:30, and on Thursday, like it's same night, you can go twice. They also have food distribution on Thursdays from 1:30 to 2:30. Tabernacle Baptist Church on Friday has the same thing, food distribution. Matter of fact, they have different kind of foods and stuff like that is even different from CYWA. So get down there, 819 Coach Street Food Distribution. Stop playing because they don't want to take that food home. They got to give it away. So we need to see you down there. Sissy the Shields, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the share button to share so we can get some of your friends up on here because we're going to have a good evening. Now look, I don't know if y'all know why I have this couple on this evening, but Levi shared with me last year about them purchasing a home. Now, look, for those of you who done bought homes, might not seem like it's a big thing, but for those of us who have it, this is an excellent time to share in the glory and the story of some things that happened in the year 2020 when we thought nothing was going to go right. Ain't that something? So that's why we're here this evening. So now I'm going to start off by reading a little bit of their bio. Because I got some questions. Something strange. Shoot. Let me see where I'm at. Bam. Introduction. Okay, here we go. First, we're going to pinpoint Leisha. Leisha Worthington works at Human Services Incorporated, helping to provide mental and behavioral health services to the Chester County community. Boy, say that 5 times fast with false teeth in your mouth. Okay, she attended Coatesville High School in 2004 and graduated from Cimarron High School in Las Vegas in the year 2007. You know, we're going to ask about how that happened.
Oh, I know.
Coatesville to Cimarron, Coatesville. Anyway, but now she attended Penn Foster Online College to study early childhood education and will be attending Delaware Community College this spring to earn her bachelor's degree in healthcare management. That sounds like some noble stuff. That's all right. Your wife doing stuff, Levi. Now let me see what you've been doing. Here's part of his bio. Come on now. Levi Worthington worked at FedEx Ground as a driver for 15 years. He is now the warehouse manager at Consolidated Medical Supply. He is a born and raised Coatesville native, graduating from Coatesville in 1995. He's the proud grandson of the late John and Mildred Washington and son of Cynthia Washington Talton. There's a bunch of them Taltons in Coatesville too, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, words in the mothers. I see how he took his head. Yes. Okay, Levi is proud to say he was coached and mentored by James Coogie Smith. Levi is the father of 3 wonderful children, Levi Jr., India, and is it Melisant?
Yes.
Oh man, I got lucky. And Calvin John, parenthesis CJ Worthington, all of Coatesville, with 2 bonus children, Kayla and Khalil. Now, you know what? I'm going to ask about the bonus children because I love that terminology. Look, when I seen that, I love that job. Because like some people say, oh, they're my step kids, my other kids, they're her kids, whatever. But bonus, man, that a bonus means something special and good, don't it?
It does.
I never use the word bonus is something negative. I like that. All right, so now, bam, that's enough about their bio. Now, I got some questions. Now, look, if any of my visitors out there, hey, Wanda, it is good to see you, Laura Kenworthy. Kenworthy, that's one of them names that sound like the Worthingtons, because I just told them that the Worthingtons sound like some sort of noble name or something, man. I don't know what the bow, ask for autograph or whatever, but it's good to have you on, Laura Kenworthy. Is she related to y'all?
No.
Okay. She got that Worthington in there. Wanda Singleton.
Hello, Laura.
Good to see you, Wanda. Daria Turner, it is always good to see you. Tonight's guest, if you haven't heard, we have the Worthingtons. And my first question is for Alicia. Now, I seen what Alicia said in her bio that I just threw on the floor, something about Coatesville, but she graduated from Cimarron High School in Las Vegas. What took you to Las Vegas from Coatesville?
Experience. I mean, there's a big world, so why stay in Coatesville? Go out and see it. I had family already over there, so it just made logical sense. So I took a chance.
She got kicked out.
I did not get kicked.
We can really have some trouble in here. Y'all get the cameras rolling. Okay, now, but wait a minute. Okay, so check it out. But you were did you start off in high school in Cash and then went to Vegas? So your family moved to Vegas because you didn't take it upon yourself. You were too young. So your family decided to go there and spend a lot of time at the slots and stuff like that. And you went to school.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Now, so after you graduated, what made you come back?
Well, I had children at the time. So, I needed to be around more family support. Some of my family ended up moving back here. So I found myself, isolated in a sense out there. So I figured move back. I need family support. I needed the help that I needed. And this was the most logical choice. This is my family is. So
good stuff. Now, Levi, I usually always ask a person where you're from, what school you went to, but in your bio, you answered all those questions. But now here's a question that I want to know, because I went on your page because I like to snoop around, stuff like that. I'm pretty newsy. I see you was on the basketball team. Now you look like you was tall. You was tall back then. Now wait a minute. Okay. Now first thing I want to know is, were you any good? Seriously, I mean, just seriously.
Oh Lord.
I was the best, man. I mean, I was team captain my senior year.
Okay.
Kershey was our coach, 1995.
Wow.
And Carl Hines,
Mm-hmm.
team co-captains.
Mm-hmm.
Skug was the assistant coach then, but I wasn't the best on the team. I played with Brett 94.
Did you?
It was me, Brett, Daryl Lewis, Shaddy.
Yeah.
With him in 94.
What?
Uga.
Man, you was with an all-star squad.
Man, we should have won something.
Hey, but now wait a minute. Let me ask you this question: did you ever shop at Foot Stop?
I was in Foot Stops. Listen, when I was real young, I went in Foot Stop. I was shopping. I ain't buying anything. I had no money.
Yeah.
I was shopping, and I remember you.
Uh-huh.
I remember you there.
That's when it first opened up. Opened up. Okay, look. You gave special shout outs, but wait a minute. Adrian, it's good to see you. Sister Barbara Marshall, one of my favorite fans out there. Sister Barbara, I'm glad you tuned in. We are talking about home ownership and we getting to meet the Worthingtons. Look, you mentioned something about Scoogie, and you may mention that he was kind of like, did I read father figure? I know he was like a mentor to you. Can you tell me, what did you take away from your relationship with him?
I still have a relationship with Scug. Scug will call me. Matter of fact, he called me probably 2 months ago. I was laying in the bed. I was tired.
Mm-hmm.
And he called. I looked at the phone. I said, I got to answer this phone call. So we must have talked about an hour, but I remember one particular time we were going on an away game. And at that time, it was mandatory that we dressed up for away games.
Mm-hmm.
It's winter time. I didn't have a dressed up winter coat, so I decided not to wear a coat.
Okay.
I get on the bus, Scug sees me, he's like, where's your coat? I said, it's at home. I didn't want to wear that coat.
Mm-hmm.
I have a dress coat. This man gives me the coat off his back. It was a peacock coat, but it was a trench one.
Mm-hmm.
Still have that coat till this day.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Over 25 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Over 25 years ago.
Wow. I know that make you choke up a little bit, man. Get dust in your eye when you think about the love.
Man.
When you think about the love that he gave. It's okay, man, because us men, we get dust in our eye from every now and then. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Hey, Lisa Morris, thank you for tuning in. Lisa, we are talking with we're going to get to the part about home ownership. But as you all know, I like my viewers to know who they are before we start talking about what they do, what they've achieved, and all that stuff. This is like kind of like the best part for me anyway. I be learning all kind of secret stuff from them and everything. All right, now where we at? Okay, Lisa, it is your turn. There's no free lunch here. So you're back here on the East Coast. What has life been like for you? Let's talk about any schools or jobs that you maybe would like to speak on that stands out for you.
I'm going to say it's been slow and steady, especially coming from the lifestyle that is Vegas. It's been a huge difference, an adjustment period. But slow and steady. I would like to give, not a shout out, but I love what I do. So I love working at Human Services Inc. and working with some of the most needing community members, as far as people who have mental disabilities, or any type of help, therapies, things like that. It's a very important resource that we do provide. So that I am 100% enthusiastic about working there, and I love what I do. So it's been a journey moving back here.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Okay, Levi, you're up to bat there, homie. Now let me ask you a question. Okay. Now, what have you been up to? And I want you to take this time to just tell us some of the things that you have been doing, that you've been involved in. I mean, just share some of that with our viewers.
To be honest with you, this past year, we mainly were focusing on, purchasing our home. It's been an up and down. It's been an emotional roller coaster. It's been highs and lows. But I mean, we have a 2-year-old, CJ, and he takes up most of our time. Kids are like another job, man.
Yeah.
But I haven't been out there too much in the community. Dealing with COVID and everything, but I try to help as much as I can. I'm not the type of person that, hey, I did this or nothing like that. I just kind of do it and be done with it, man. So that's just the kind of people I am. That's how she is. That's how my family is. My whole family is. So
good stuff. Good stuff. Marnie Gibson, thank you for tuning in. You are now in the presence of me and the Worthingtons, and we're talking all about relationships, home ownership, and all that good stuff. So screw your wig on real tight, because we get ready. The next phase, we're going to talk about their relationship. I hope my question makes sense. Let me see what's the first one. All right, Leash. First, ain't nobody gave me permission to call her Leash. Leisha, how long have you guys been together, and how did you meet?
We have been together since 2014.
Okay.
Moved back down here in 2012, got together around 2014. We were actually introduced or met through my father, who was a friend of the family there. And it just so happens that I was, dealing with some things. I was outside kind of on my own, and here he comes walking towards me with his
yeah.
And just had a communication, had a conversation. And it kind of just sparked from there. Everyone thought we were together before we were together, and we were not. He was being a confidant in a sense, if you want to say. That's how we met.
So Levi, give us something funny or something memorable during your first, during your times when you guys first met or first hooked up. Just something that might make us laugh a little bit.
So the first time I ever met Alicia, it was at a cookout at my mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was making steaks. Every time we have a cookout, I'm mostly the person that's cooking. So
Mm-hmm.
I had about maybe 5 or 6 steaks or whatever, made the steaks or whatever. And she's in the kitchen. She was talking to someone. And her dad comes in. He's like, maybe you should give her some of your steak. I'm like, why the hell? Why should I give her my steak? I don't even know her like that. So I ended up giving her my steak,
Oh, I can dig it.
So I met her again over at my mom's house again.
Mm-hmm.
We were having a good time, dancing, joking, the family, whatever. And we both happened to be outside out back.
Uh-huh.
So we sat down and we just started talking. And I liked the way she was talking. I liked her vibe. I liked her energy. And I think she liked mine too. And I always tell her, and then after that, like, we always talk, we always have conversation. Now, to be honest with you, lately, we haven't been talking like that. Yeah, we've been busy, but we talked about that whole thing in the parking lot at Lowe's, probably for about an hour or so.
Oh, good stuff.
Like, we got to get back to that. I enjoyed that. It was just conversation. So I really don't have anything really funny.
I do.
No, that was good. That was good. That was good. Come on, hit us with Alicia. Come on.
So when we first met, we gonna go back to humble beginnings, as you would say. So we had no car, neither one of us.
Oh shoot.
I had a little studio apartment or a 1-bedroom. So he decided to say, "Hey, I'm going to go to my mom's house." I said, "All right. Well, where's the car?"
Hold on. Let's be honest. No, let's be really honest about this.
I said, "Where's the car?"
No, let's be honest about this because I want the viewer to know. Because she said, "Go back to my mom's." I was going back to mom. I was living at my mom's house. I was previously married for 15 years and got a divorce in 2011. And I was living with my mom. I had to go back. I had, whatever.
Yeah.
I had to take a step back, a big step back. And she was with me. I ain't had no car.
So we decided to walk
in the snow.
From where?
The snow.
I turned around and looked at her friends. I was like, "You must really like me."
She must.
From West End. We walked from West End to what? 6th Avenue?
6th Avenue.
What?
Yeah.
Let's put a comma right there. Put a comma right there because I'm going to welcome on some other viewers. I want to make sure they stay on to hear the rest of the story. Marsha Newton Baker, top of the evening. Sam Scott, it's good to see you. Will Anderson, Christina Shell, Tanisha Whitaker, and Chris Lumpkin. Top of the evening to y'all. Man, right now we got this dynamic couple right here, man. They got me smiling over here. We got Alicia and Levi, the Worthingtons, ladies and gentlemen. Continue where you left off.
Yep, so we walked from West End to 6th Avenue in the snow. It was what, October, November?
No, it was December, like Christmas time.
And all I know, it was cold.
October, it's not snowing in October.
I don't know, it was cold. That's all I know. And we walked to his mom's house.
So I guess that's something good to think about every once in a while when you see yourself not talking, when you don't think you care about each other or challenges come up and all that kind of stuff. You got to think that's a biblical thing too. I don't know what Bible verse it is, but the Lord talks about, remember how you loved me in the beginning, because we start drifting. So that's some biblical stuff. So all my biblical scholars, Google that passage in the Bible and put it in the comment section. Now, where can we get? Now, where did y'all get married?
Wagontown Fire Hall. We got married. My father actually married us, so he was a ordained pastor. So he met me at the aisle to marry me, in a sense. And my brother walked me down the aisle and handed me over.
Well, y'all save money and everything, huh?
Yeah.
Come on.
I gotta give a shout out to her, Franz, because not only did we save money? She did all the everything, the decorations, everything, even the altar thing she built by herself. She did everything. What she had some help at the end, family members setting up and everything, but she did everything on her own, man.
Man, that's a blessing, man. It's a blessing when you get a helpmate like that, man. Hey, forget the home ownership. Y'all need to just say this in regards to the relationship piece. I'm saying
That's another show.
Yeah, that's
this
another
is
time.
good now. Okay, Bertha Carter just checked in. Lynetta Horsey and Tyrone Harley, the second richest man in Coatesville from T's Auto. Kim Watson, you know I ain't gonna forget you. Kim, I see you up there. That's right, Ty Harley. He's down there on 4th and Fleetwood. Go down there and see him when you want to get robbed. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
Oh my.
I'm only playing, Ty. I don't want no trouble. Go down there and see him. I've been taking my cards to him for since I've been in Coastville, which is about 30 years. Now, what's the next thing? We already asked, you already told me how many kids you got, so I don't have to answer that question. But where did you come up with the wording bonus child or bonus children?
I came up with that. It's like you said, you know, you don't want to think of it as stepchildren because I've been in their lives for I don't know how long now. I lost count. But they're no longer stepchildren. They're no longer other children. They feel more than that. I put in time, effort, tears, conversations. I put in more than just a stepchild. So they are bonuses to my life. They improve my life more so than take away from. So bonus just came as a natural, you know, reflection basically on what the relationship is.
Hey, Levi, I can see you a strong brother, but she almost got me crying over here talking about they ain't my kids.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna get ready to get y'all. We get ready to talk about something else. But look, we got my cousin Alberta Newswan has checked in and showing up Susan Springsteen, the owner of H2O LLC, something else. She found it in the scripture, what we're talking about. She said, Fonz, it is in Revelation, the letter of the church at Ephesus. Thank you, Susan. That's why I want you to stay tuned in, because if I don't know chapter and verse, I know you can find it. Maxine Vaughn Ayala checked in, and so has Lisa Miller. I want to say good evening.
Hey, Lisa.
Oh, see, Lisa. Levi said, "Yo, what's up?" And I'm sure you heard.
Lisa was our oldest daughter's what do they call it? For the high school kids.
When they graduate or like I don't know.
Adopted. She was her adopted parent.
Okay.
Cash.
And she's saying congratulations. We ain't even got to that part yet. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. What has been some of the biggest challenges in your relationship?
Communication.
Okay.
Both of us she's more stubborn than I am. I learned over the years that it takes her maybe a day or two to process things. Realize that and let it go. Okay. She's processing things, you know, and then come back the next day. And it took her a long time to say sorry. Okay. You know?
How about you? You pretty good at it?
Oh my God. And I mean, I would say learning parenting styles. Again, because we're a blended family, you know, when he's more old school, so do as I say when I tell you to do it.
I'm Bill Jackson.
We're not saying that, but and I'm more so you know, understanding what's going on. How do you feel and why do you feel that way? And kind of working through that mentally and emotionally, and you know, so there's different parenting styles, and learning each other's parenting styles and respecting that is a big key.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Wow.
So far.
Hey, yes, sir.
So I'll give you an example. So there was a situation with our 10-year-old son, right? I'm the more stern one, you know. She wants to talk things out, whatever. See, I'll take him in the bathroom, then we'll have a man-to-man talk. Okay. I'm empathetic to what he's going on. I've been there before, you know. I know what you're doing or what you're feeling, all that stuff. I don't like to do it in front of her. Okay. You know? I got to keep my reputation going.
Oh my God.
I'm the bad guy. She's the good girl.
Oh, the good cop, bad cop. I get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Buzzy Coleman's checked in. So, hey, look, some of y'all might
Oh, Buzzy.
yeah, you may get some information on parenting skills. Don't go nowhere. I'm telling you, because we have the Worthingtons. They are on and we are on and popping. Man, this is good. Because you know why this is good? Because I don't have to sit up here like I'm Walter Cronkite or somebody. You know what I mean? It's just us folks talking to us folks about some stuff that is on our folks' mind. And look, okay, so what else? Okay, any suggestions out here to our viewers in regards to relationships, a successful marriage, if you want to call it like that? You got any kind of suggestions in regards to that before we move into the next portion, which is the home ownership portion? Come on, give it to me.
I don't know what a successful marriage is.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody's marriage is different. I think there's some similar things also. But I don't know what a successful marriage is. I mean, all I know is that we keep plugging away, we keep trying, keep our faith, and continue to communicate with each other. I mean, something that I had to learn was to express how I felt, just let her know how I feel. And she had to learn it too, I think. I believe so. But that's something that we're still working on to this day, man. I mean, we are not the perfect couple, man, but one thing I can tell you that we love each other. We are in love with each other. We love our kids, and we see the big picture. Like, it's just about us.
Good stuff, good stuff. Would you like to add anything to that?
I would say grow together. Grow as a couple together. Tend to get into relationships and either begin to grow apart, and then realizing that there's a disconnect, which we have. But you grow together with each stage of your relationship. Okay. Not saying keep pace with that partner, but growing as a couple together is very important.
And support each other's goals and dreams, and support each other. And even if you don't agree with what you're saying or he's saying, sometimes just be quiet and listen. At the end you might say, I know what you're talking about now.
I like what you're saying about the communication part, because I have failed in that in various other endeavors, other relationships. And I've kept stuff to myself, blew it out of proportion. You know what I mean? All of a sudden I'm acting on some stuff that I never even spoke. That was a problem. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And the funny part is, I guess I don't say it in the beginning is because of my fear of how it will get out of control. You know what I mean? So I'm almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy sometimes when I don't communicate. So I like that. That's been a key word of what you guys been talking about tonight. And hopefully that'll touch somebody's spirit, touch mine. Steve Brazel has checked in. Naya Twime, and good to see you. Ralph L. Miller, are you related to Lisa Miller? Sister Roberta Steyer Showa. I love saying all your names. Let me see what Lisa Miller's saying. She's saying something real deep. Communication and keep others out of your business. And she spelled your Y-U-R. And so that's extra emphasis on your business. That's good stuff, Lisa. Thanks for adding in. Now, we're going to talk about the home ownership part. So, all right, so this is the year 2020. When did you guys decide that you wanted to purchase a home as opposed to renting? Was it last year before last? When was it?
About 2 years ago. So in 2018, I believe, we really thought about buying a home and being serious about it. We ended up having our son, which, okay, you needed space. Now we need more space than what we had. And of course, rent is ridiculous. So why would I spend all this money on paying for a rental when I could be either paying the same or less for something I could own?
Okay, so now, all right, so a couple of years ago, you might, well, wait a minute, before I go any further, Jennifer L. Worthington Rodriguez. Now, I know her. She says, hey, cousins, Monique Pugh is watching. Let me see, wait a minute. Ralph Miller said, I've been married for 31 years. talk to each other, don't fight over money, and respect. You'll be okay. Diana Darnell Gray is watching, and she was
Hey, Di.
well. Let me give you a quick story about Diane. My mother passed away up at what's that, St. Martha's, and Diane would come not only while she was working to visit her, but she would come and visit her when she wasn't there and stuff like that. She gave out a lot of love, man, and didn't look for anything in return. So she's always going to be special.
Absolutely.
Short note, short story. All right, now. Okay, so that was the moment when the light bulb went on. You looked at how much you pay for rent, and half the time now rent is almost the same amount as a mortgage.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so up to this point, what delayed you from wanting to buy a home? Was you just comfortable paying rent? You didn't think you could do it? What was your mindset at that point in time? And either one of y'all can answer it, or both of y'all can answer it.
I think because we were renting for 6 years, together, and sometimes you get comfortable, and then sometimes you want to buy a house, but sometimes people don't know where to start. And people are afraid to start because they might say my credit's messed up, and they don't even know if their credit's messed up because they don't even look at it, because they're afraid to look at it.
Yeah.
So I mean, when we decided to buy, it was a mountain that we had to climb because both of our credits. Well, she didn't have any credit, and my credit was jacked up.
Okay.
But once we conquered that fear, and I give her most of the credit because she pushed me. But once we conquered our fears, made sure that first of all we faced and confronted that credit thing. Looked at her credit and said, okay, this is where we're at. And then she did a whole lot of research. We didn't have any credit counseling or anything like that. Skipping ahead.
Yeah, he's skipping ahead.
That's why you should have answered this, because she can explain. I learned everything from watching her about this, man. I'm an educated guy about this, but I can't articulate it, man. So go ahead, babe.
I'm gonna say it was the education part. You don't know how to fix something if you don't know it. So educate, research, look to see, what you have to do. It felt like a huge mountain. It felt like something we were not going to be able to do, or it's out of reach. We don't have a whole lot of people that we know of that we can be like, oh, they bought a house, it's achievable. We know a few, but not very many. So, having an education in it, as far as, again, researching, knowing what you're doing, it kind of eases you into the home buying process when you know what to do.
So what was the first thing that you did? Like when, I'm sorry, fine, I'm taking over.
No.
That you did.
Yeah, because that's going to be one of the questions. And I want to just put a comma right here and say, Sherry Nero, it's good to see you. Tina Madsen.
That's my sister.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes.
No wonder she got hearts. She got a smiling face with hearts in the eyes.
That's my baby sister for us.
Hey, Sherry.
Are you related to the Neros? Now there's a Dr. Nero.
That's her married name.
Okay, cool beans. Tina Madsen and Anthony Stewart. I want to put a comment right there what you're talking about, because the nonprofit that I started back in the year 2017, we are now in the process of creating that first time home buyers program, and we're collaborating with the Housing Partnership Program. But we want to kind of like base here in Coatesville to get people started, because a lot of people might have transportation and things of that nature. So we will be pulling the credit reports, and we'll pay for it. You know what I mean? We're going to guide them through the whole process, send them, because we don't know everything in our group, but we can recommend and navigate the person through the process. But we're going to start, we already got about 35 people in our group, but that's what MCDC is doing, the Movement Community Development Corporation. So stay tuned to that, because we will be pulling your credit reports. We will be helping you in the financial areas so we can take y'all from renter to home buyer. Okay, that's enough of my commercial. Now, okay, where am I at? Okay, what's it? Okay, we did that. All right, so now, what's the first thing? Did you do your own credit, or did you have a credit counselor?
So we did our own credit.
Mhm.
And so the first things that you want to look for or do, or even to even begin to get started, is get your credit score, get your report. Right now, you have to be at least 640 to even qualify for a mortgage. So get your credit score, get your report, know what is on there. You can't fix what you don't know. So if you don't know you're having issues or what the issues are, you cannot fix it. Check the sites as well. So you have a numerous amount of sites that you can check to kind of get a base or use it as a guide to see where your credit score is. We didn't necessarily use any type of program or anything like that. We contacted credit report like programs and companies, and most of them will give you a free what is the word I'm looking for?
Credit report.
No.
That was too
They'll
simple.
give you a free consultation is what I was going to say. They will give you a free consultation.
Okay.
Consultation, you don't have to agree upon you doing their service, but they will end up pulling your credit, looking to see what is on there, and of course try to charge you a fee for you to go ahead and use their services. But take that information that they give you and what they would do to fix it. They will say, I would write dispute letters and send them off and dispute the credit bureaus for you, when you can do that yourself, and which is what we did. The information that they gave us and what they would do, and we did it on our own.
So, Fonz, what we actually did was, like, for me, I'll be honest, man. Like, probably like 3 years ago, I was late on my car payments. I knew that they ain't coming to get my car for 3 months. So I would say, okay, I'm going to not pay this month, I'll pay it next month. But the problem was that you're 30 days late. Even though they're not coming to get your car, you're still 30 days late. And every month it's pounding on your credit, and it's going to come back to haunt you. So I had to realize that is not good practice. That's not good financial practice, So once I realized that and said, I'm going to make sure that I pay my bills on time every month. My credit cards. If I'm going to use the credit card, say you got a $500 credit card, I'm going to make sure before that billing cycle is up, I'm going to make sure I keep that balance under 30%. If you can get it lower, you can get it lower. But your credit usage rate, your credit usage is 30% of your credit score. Just if I would give any advice to people when you're working on your credit, pay your bills on time. It's going to take time. Pay your bills on time. If you got credit cards, use them if you need to, but make sure you pay it before the billing cycle. And what else?
Oh, I didn't get to that part yet.
Am I skipping ahead again?
Yes, you always are. But it's fine. He's basically making, valid points in regarding, credit usage. There are things on your credit score that affect your credit score more than anything, which is going to be your credit usage, your utilization, as well as your on time or missed payments, and what is actually on there. So what is affecting your credit score? Rather, that is what debts do you owe that you're not paying, that you're behind on, or that is in collections. So those are the three main things that affect your credit score. So fixing that is the first thing to do. You're not going to be able to do anything without fixing your credit first.
I got a motto, Fonz.
What's that?
Once you get your credit score on track, you will never go back.
You heard it first. A
That was
poet and don't know it. And he has a drum roll with it too, man. That's good stuff. Hey, look, y'all need to remember this stuff. You're getting some good counseling right here from two soldiers, two troopers, a man and wife who has gone through it. And from what I understand and hear, you don't have to pay anybody to do it. If you do, like Leisha said, do the research and don't be afraid to try and tackle your own problems.
Because it
Yes.
is true, because what I heard you say earlier, fear has played a big part in a whole lot of people never achieving their goals, dreams, and wishes.
Mhm.
Self-limiting beliefs, automatically going and saying, I can't do it. Nothing's going to go right and all that. So that makes you not do it. You know what I mean? Y'all looked at it in a positive, a positive way that you could do it. And that's how you got it done. Veronica Smith, it is good to see you this evening. Diana said, amen. She's right there with you. She's right there with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now wait a minute. So how long did it take you to get your credit the way you wanted? To get to the
About
number?
6 months.
How much? How
6
long?
months. About 6 months to a year.
Okay, we got one swivel. We got
I'm
one.
thinking, I swear it was like 2 years, man.
No, when we actively started the process of fixing our credit, it took about 6 months to a year. We decided that that's what we were going to do, but we didn't actually get serious about it until it took us about 6 months to a year to actively stay on each other as far as making sure our payments again were on time. And just an FYI,
Mhm.
pay your balances, but you want to pay them 30% less.
Mhm.
To pay on your credit card bill, let's just say, you want to pay that off 30% before your billing date is due. So don't just say, oh, I'm paying my minimum balance and nothing's changing. That's because you're using more than you're spending. So
Right.
your balance is off lower than 30% if you can, or at least 30% of your credit usage.
I love y'all too, man.
No, because we had this conversation before we got on here.
Uh-huh.
And see, I know my wife. Like,
Okay.
when she says something, sometimes she'll, like she said, we were talking and she meant to say 2 years, but she said 2,000 years. What were we talking about?
I don't remember.
And I just look at her like, hey, she'd be like, I said 2 years. I'm like, okay. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is keep your balance under 30%.
All right. Okay, we heard that. Clear cut and close. We don't want no trouble. All right. Quentin
I'll
Brown
run
checked
to the
in.
garage, man. I ain't dumb.
Ooh, all right, now, did you make use of any programs or anything like that in your quest to purchase a home? How did you go? What was the process? You start walking up and down the street and say, "Oh, there was a house for sale. Let me call that phone number on there." What did y'all do?
So I mean, we attempted to use we applied for the Chester County Housing Assistance,
Well,
and they took, was it
It's called the Housing Partners of Chester County.
Housing Partners of Chester County? So we applied there, and they told us we make too much money, and we looked at each other and was like, "What?" But anyway,
Where? What money are you thinking that?
real.
Yeah.
But that was, we were all amped up. Okay, we gonna get 10 grand, 20 grand to the code down. Nah, it wasn't happening.
Nope.
So we had to get it from the muscle.
Yeah.
So she'll explain it more better of how we saved, being disciplined. You get that income tax. Don't buy them Jordans, don't play, put that money away, put it in the savings account, act like it's not there.
Basically, that's basically exactly what you have to do. And, you use what you have. So yes, your income tax, save your money. You get your stimulus check, save your money. Pay when you get, no, it's not hard. You have to be willing to be able to do it. You have to want to be able to do it and be disciplined in your spending. Even if it's $10, $5, whatever you have, and you begin to put that into a savings account, you will see it grow. And it's being disciplined enough to say, it's not there. You have to train your mind to say, it's not in there. It's not, I don't have any money. What I have is what I have. Whatever spending money I got, that may be $20. That's what I have. You may be sitting on 10,000, but you're broke. And your mind need to train yourself to say, I ain't got it. I don't have it.
It's not real money.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Basically, and
stuff,
whatever you have from your paychecks, at the end of
She had that account on lock.
touch it,
Man.
don't look at it.
Don't let me go in that store and try to buy me a pack of now laters, man. Oh,
Oh,
see that
Oh.
right there.
Mm-mm.
yeah, man, but glory be to God, man. Y'all made it. Y'all did that thing, man. Hey, look, Tanisha St. John checked in. Sherry Nero said, that's my favorite line. I'm broke.
Mhm.
Carmen Green said, congratulations, straight from
Hey, Miss Carmen.
County. Carmen Green, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, all right. Now, so what was the biggest challenge in that? Was it saving the money? What was the biggest challenge in that this whole journey?
But it was, I would say it was credit and understanding the process. Again, it's hard to understand how to go through it if you've never been through it. So, and there's a lot of information and it's a lot, and it becomes overwhelming from doing your credit report, how to fix it, how to stay on top of your finances, you know, saving your, it becomes so much at a certain point. But knowing how to go about the process, again, like as you were saying, you know, with programs that you can get that will help and walk you through that whole process. Unfortunately, we did not or weren't able to go through any of them. So ours was all trial and error. That's kind of all it was. So other than the saving, and of course how many children we had? We had 6.
Mhm.
So saving was a big factor. But again, I took my income tax and I built upon that. I just kept building on the income tax that we had. I took a bit of that and put it towards our credit, you know, debt that we had. So what I had to pay off, I saved for our down payment or our closing costs as well.
So for instance, funds, I might be skipping ahead again, but when she said pay off, like say a collection or something, say you look at your credit report and you say you got collections. She had a whole bunch of collections on her thing, and it was dumb stuff. Hospital, medical, you know, going to patient first, $100 here, $100 there, killing her credit.
Yeah.
So we decided, okay, well, instead of paying someone to fix her credit, $300, and then pay them $100 a month, how would we take that money and just pay off these collections ourselves? But her researching it, she said, hold on, we're not just going to call them and pay them. We're going to call them and tell them we want to pay per delete. Is that right?
Yes, pay for delete.
Because if you call them and just pay it, yeah, they're going to
take your money.
They're going to take your money. They're going to zero out the balance, but you're going to look at your credit score and be like, why do I still got a collection on here?
Because it's still going to affect your credit.
It'll
up
say
to 7
zero,
years.
but it's still affecting your credit.
Right.
So
Good stuff.
I
That's
just
good
wanna get
stuff
that
they
in
just
there.
shared there, y'all. Hey, people are still checking in, but I'm telling you, Sharon Pugh, good to see you.
That's my cousin in Georgia.
In Georgia?
Yeah,
Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. She's from Coatesville.
Hey, Sharon, thank you for bringing Georgia and our 2 new senators from Georgia. Oh, we appreciate you. Jenny on the block Rodriguez. I always wondered about that name, Jenny on the block. Anyway, I'm going to leave it right there. Hi, Jenny. Thanks for tuning in. Brian J. Davis, one of the funniest guys I know. Brian has no sense. Thanks for tuning in, Brian. We're getting near the end of the show. James Hamilton. Hey, brother James, you know it's good to see you, man. Now, look.
Oh, man.
So, look. All right. So, from the beginning of the process until the day you got them keys in your hand, how long was it?
At least the whole year.
Yeah.
At least the whole year.
It was a year.
Yeah.
It ain't bad.
The beginning, especially during this time, because I know the real estate market, it was shut down for during COVID for a minute. But I got to give a shout out to our real estate agent.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sam Scott. Sam
He's
Scott.
on here too. Oh, my man Sam.
So I don't want to leave this out because before we even were ready to get a house, I knew Sam, already. So we're like, well, we need the agent. I said, well, let's get in touch with Sam. She would message Sam probably 10 o'clock at night, ask him a question. We weren't even ready. Sam would shoot us a message back, boom, right away. This is like 2 years before we even bought a house. So Sam was there from the beginning to the end, no questions asked, and he got us to where we needed to be.
Yeah.
As far as doing his job. So I just want to give a shout out to Sam. But it was about a year, serious year. And then it kicked up in the summertime when they opened back up.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to go see this one house in Honeybrook, right? I really didn't want to move to Honeybrook. You know what I mean? We wanted to stay in Coatesville, but we want to stay in the city. Because there's nice homes around Coatesville, you know, nice areas. So we went to and we loved the house, but it didn't work out. Somebody outbid us or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We put in, through this whole process, I think we put in, what, 9 bids?
8,
on
9
houses?
bids, yeah. All on
The
houses.
crazy thing about this COVID thing, people were just buying houses and they weren't even going to look at them. They were putting bids in and not even looking at the houses. So, and then it depends on the type of loan that you got.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Whether it's conventional, FHA, or USDA. Now, we weren't doing conventional because we ain't got,
20%
hold on
down.
1 second. Pop, can you chill with the
Yeah, we
chair?
didn't have that 20% down for that conventional.
Thanks, man.
Right.
So we were mainly looking at FHA, USDA loan types. And the good part about each one of those, the USDA is more of a rural area, which a good bit of Chester County is. It is 0 down, so it makes it easier for you to, qualify. They have a better loan to debt ratio as well. And then you have your FHA loans.
Mm-hmm.
It is, your down payment and your closing. So just keep those things in mind. But, and we had to learn, again, this is all a part of researching and knowing what you're doing, because we were putting in offers on USDA houses, left, right, everywhere we could turn to, but we were being outbid, and mainly because of if I'm not mistaken, they look for the cleanest offer. And usually with a USDA, they know that you may need assistance or assist with that as far as to help you. So of course you're in the seller's market, so they're going to look for the cleanest offer. They're going to look for their the best offer they can get. And the USDA just wasn't really getting us where we needed to be. We kept being outbid. We kept losing out on the houses. And so we decided to try to shoot for an FHA, knowing that, okay, we're going to now have to come up with the down payment and the closing costs as well. But it put us in a different, category. It goes conventional, FHA, USDA, and then it's the veterans one.
They lose them.
So it's an order of what they look at as far as the bids that come through. So your conventional one is always going to get the best one. After that would be your FHA or your veterans home loan. And then you get your USDA is pretty much the last one. So you don't need as much money and you may need assistance. So we were getting outbid everywhere until we started doing the FHA loan. And
just
then
3.5% down.
Yeah, but then we kind of stumble upon this house out of chance and circumstance, really.
Okay, let me take this opportunity to give some shout outs and read some things that some of the viewers have said. This is from Shannon Kirk. Now, word on the street, you just said that you do some stuff and you don't really toot your own horn. Well, here's somebody that's tooting your horn, Levi. Shannon Kirk said, hey, Levi Bo Worthington. I love it when they use all 3 of your names there. Levi Bo Worthington is a great guy and such a huge supporter of Scott Field Project. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Sam Scott said, thank you. And he said, good people helping good people. I got some good stories about Sam Scott. Myself, me and him go back like car seats. I mean, he's been with me since we've been friends almost from my first store in Coatesville. Kim Pollard is watching and Shannon Heyer is watching. Dion Brown Hogarth is watching.
My classmates. They my classmates.
Who? Dion?
Dion, no, not Dion. Shannon.
Okay, Shannon Heyer.
Yeah.
Nelson Ojeda says hey, hi, and everything else. Okay, we're coming down the stretch now. We got two more things that we're going to talk about, and then we're going to go because I haven't eaten dinner yet. I never eat before a show because I don't do it. All right. How did you guys feel when you finally got your keys?
When we finally got her home,
Yes.
that was I've never seen the look on my wife's face that day. I never seen it, even when we got married. Like I think she was happy to marry me, but when we got them, it took us how many hours?
2 hours.
2 hours. We're signing papers, and when we finally signed the last paper, we looked at each other, and the look on her face, I'll never forget it, man.
And we did it. Can you believe it? We
Yeah.
did it. We're here. It's unreal. It felt unreal.
Like when we walked out, Fonz the door, we got in the car and we looked at each other and said, "You believe they just gave us?"
You think it gave us a house?
And we was
Oh,
cracking
man.
up, man.
Oh, a true testament to your love, your commitment, all that stuff, man. This is the kind of stories that we need to hear in our community. Two people, I ain't gonna call y'all ordinary or average, but just two normal people
Yeah.
can do extraordinary things if you put your hearts, your minds, and you're committed to it, and faith that it can be done. Because without faith, I mean, you can't do it. It just is impossible. If you can't believe you can do it, if you can't believe that God will bring you through 6 kids, all the stuff y'all went through, all the stuff you couldn't do because you were saving for something bigger and bolder, man. I'll tell you, I am just so excited. I want to say congratulations to you once again, because I knew about it last year, but I didn't want to make a big deal of it. Although I was telling everybody y'all was coming on this show and that I had somebody real special. So I appreciate y'all, man. Now, I think you've done this, but in case you haven't, at the end of all my shows, I like my guests, and just take a few minutes, not too long, because like I said, I haven't eaten. Just if you want to offer any encouragement, any advice, any inspiration or suggestions or anything to the viewers, here's your time to do it. And then we're going to close out.
I think the only thing I want to say is I had a conversation with my mom after we closed that day. We closed. I stopped at mom's house and she was there and we were just talking and she was just happy for me, us. And I looked at my mom. She's like about to cry. I was like, I ain't about to cry. I'm kind of emotional. But she said, why? I said, because I never thought I would be in this position in my life. I'm 43 years old, and I did a lot of stupid things financially when I was younger, thinking I was doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into that thing of paying Peter to pay Paul, and then who else?
Everybody.
Leon.
I would say do your research. Research on everything. The internet is your best friend as far as information is concerned. Read up on, what you're trying to do. Get information on it. That is, I'm suggesting. And then save your money. Any way you most possibly can save your money. And then of course, as you said, have faith. I have dropped down to my knees at work, closed the door, dropped down to my knees and prayed, after getting off phone calls, in regarding, where we were at in the process or what we needed to do, and have faith in the process. We didn't know we were going to be in this house, though we put on plenty of offers, but that wasn't the house that was designed for us. So, we went through the process, we trusted, we believed in our prayer that it was going to work, and he provided the house that he wanted us to have. So throughout the whole process, keep the faith, do your research, save your money.
Just one more response. At least talk on the faith part. I'm not the most religious person. but I do believe in God, and I do say my prayer. even when I'm going to work, I say the same prayer I've been saying for years. You know, I was brought up in the church, but I don't wear it on my sleeve. But I'm gonna tell you, without him, this is not happening. You know, I mean, we prayed. I mean, trust me, dude, man. Like that last week before we signed those papers, man, was I sleeping?
No, I think God must have turned off his ringer because he was probably like, I am tired of these people
Him and Sam.
calling me about Sam.
But check this out, right? Sam done warned us. He told us, he says, listen, once you get to that closing process where you get, I forget the name of it, whatever, commitment, the mortgage commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Before you get there, they're going to ask you for things that you already submitted.
Yeah.
He said, don't argue with them, just send it to them. Because if you don't, it's going to delay the process.
Mhm.
So one more tip, like if you get to that point, they're asking you for pay stubs or taxes or whatever.
Documents.
And one story's fine. This was a Friday, man. Friday.
Make it quick. I gotta go eat my dinner.
Friday afternoon, they called her at 2:00, asking her why she ain't working 6 months. I'm like, where was you going for 6 months? You wasn't working. She had to prove by Monday why she wasn't working. She was working, man. That's the dumb stuff they do.
Well, that's all right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is good. Now I'm going to read a few more things that people did enter before I close. Lisa said, that's a beautiful thing. So proud of both of you. Carmen said, hardworking people. Shannon Howard said, I heard a lot of first-time home buyers getting outbid in today's market. You can't give up. Your story is proof. Carmen said, we live and learn. Sharon Pugh, remain encouraged. Brian Maxwell crying. Brian just checked in. Brian, are you out there in Washington on security? Keep us safe. Carmen Green said, choked up over your gratefulness and thankfulness. And that's what this show is about. Somebody is choked up that you can't see out here somewhere in the internet on Facebook who is choked up and can feel your thankfulness and your gratefulness. And this is the effect that our lives and our journeys can have on other people. So let's always be ready to give and tell a good story, to live a good story. Man, this is why I like City Town Talk. I have ran into, most of y'all, now I'm gonna talk for a minute. Most of y'all that tuned in on live on the stair steps was me talking to the community about an injustice I believe that a superintendent was doing to our children and our community. But it was a one-way line of communication. It was me talking to a community. Here, my community is talking to the community. All I'm doing is presenting y'all and saying tonight's guest is blah, blah, blah. And then y'all giving, hey, it don't get no better than this.
Yeah.
That's why COVID is not the best thing that happened to me, but the experience of COVID doing what it did changed my mind to this concept, and it opened up y'all, other people, to the whole Chester County, man. And for that, I'm grateful that God gave me that idea, and I'm grateful that God gave me people such as yourself that don't mind coming on here and telling their story. Yeah. The good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. So for that being said, before I get choked up, once again, Diane, you got to get off here, though. Congrats, nephew and niece. Deborah Armour's checked in. You can catch it on the replay. Ladies and gentlemen out there in viewership, if you didn't know who was on here tonight, we had the Worthingtons. And
Hey, Fonz, we love you, man.
Hey, man, I love y'all guys back. I want y'all to remember, if nobody told you that, they love you today. Brother Fonz loves you. Coatesville is rising. And always remember this, man. Black lives do matter. Peace out.
We do.
All right. Talk to y'all later.